to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bill Reinhardt.
Here.
Vice Mayor Bill Earl.
Here.
Mayor Matt Watkins.
Here.
Councilmember Larry McCott.
Present.
And Councilmember Rick Jones.
Here.
Public comments. Sure. I appreciate a few minutes of your time. Thank you. Real quickly, new jail, nothing new to report there. Everything is running as it should. We haven't had any problems with that. Old jail, as of today, they're about 80% complete with tearing that down. So there's only thing left, Frank, is a little bit of the boiler room and the old cells. That's it. Well, it looks funny when you pull out now. You have to see 27 before you can get close to it. So that's going well. We did change to new uniforms. I think I might have told you about that already, so I won't go into that. We have been covering for Quincy Village Police, but they've just hired their new chief, and so we are done with that for right now. We did have the two tornadoes that hit up in Grant County in the Sherwood area, did extensive damage, and they're still recovering a lot from up there. I mean, it's amazing how slowly that has progressed. And I think a lot of it has to do with the funding that, of course, you may have heard didn't come through. Even though our team was up there with the National Weather Service and they did do a lot of filming for them, apparently didn't help with one for the federal government. We've had a real busy quarter. We had a bicyclist car fatal. We had a car tree fatal. We had an animal hauler that rolled over on 69 with 33 cows, and we were able to recover all of them, only losing one of those, but we got them out and got them all off the highway in about 2 hours. So it was pretty good. That trailer that we put together was instrumental in helping us be able to do that quickly. Hillsdale County Sheriff's Deputy, as you know, was shot and killed this year, which was a sad situation for all of us. Victim Services Unit has been busy with death calls and fire calls. They had the big fire there at the apartments in Coldwater. They were instrumental in getting shelter and clothing and things for those folks for the night. Also, they assisted with the tornado victims. Marine Patrol was pretty slow, and all of a sudden it took off, and we've had the last month have been very busy. And of course, you know, this weekend we had a voting fatal up there. That's still under investigation. New laws, you know that the County Commission passed an ORV ordinance, and so we're adjusting to that. I'm not going to give you the sheriff's quarterly because I think you already had those. For the city, we actually only had about 48 complaints, and most of those were assisting your guys. The most serious that we did work on was attempted suicide. We did have served 9 warrants. We helped with 3 event calls, and then we had a couple of disturbance calls. Other than that, the only thing I have to report is the drug drop-off box. Took in 148, actually 382 pounds so far this year. So that's 382 pounds of pills we've taken in since the first of the year. That'd be my report unless anybody has any questions. I know you're busy, so.
I have a couple comments. I want to thank you for the victim services. They do a wonderful job.
Thank you.
They were at one of our fires here just recently, but every time that we call for them, those people are great. That and the cattle trailer / pig trailer you guys had set up. That worked so slick when we had a roll or a trailer on the side up on 86.
Oh, yeah.
That was just a godsend to have that.
They have one with your guys helping out. Your firemen were a great help. Having all that equipment.
The
was
equipment's a big thing.
Yeah. So we actually got that out of there. If you think about all those hogs, if they hadn't had that, they'd been running loose all over the place, trying to chase those down. Actually, would have been real fun. All right, real good.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
This with you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other public comments? Okay, consent agenda. Anything to add? Nope. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, new business. Approve the Metro Act permit for ACD.
Thank you, Mayor Watkins. Advanced Communications and Data, ACD, has submitted a Metro Act permit request for a new fiber line which would run from the southwest corner of US 12 and Parham Road and would run south past the city limits. It will be connecting to existing Merit fiber line at that corner They need to relocate due to a construction project. It would be their responsibility to move. Pursuant to the Metro Act, ACD has filed the appropriate paperwork with the city, which has been reviewed by the city attorney. Because they have applied for a Metro Act previously, they do not need to go through that full process again, but they need to have council approval for individual projects like this. So in your packet is a series of maps from ACD, along with, depicts the proposed fiber route, along with the existing permanent application from when they got their Metro Act and a letter of intent. Are there any questions on it?
They killed a lot of trees on paper.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't have any.
A lot of it will be open cut. I don't think there's gonna be too much directional boring. We'll have to make sure we mark everything properly.
Somebody wanna make a motion one way or the other?
I'll make the motion to approve the Metro Act permit.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, approve the use of city downtown property. Right.
Thank you, Mayor Watkins. The restaurants downtown would like to have another music event behind Smitty's and the buildings on the northeast corner of US 12 and Madison Street. The setup would be the same as during the Polish Festival, using the city's parking lot along with property that the city owns between the Baroni storage building and those buildings on North Madison Street. This was recently painted no parking to allow for a fire lane. The participating businesses will have to provide certificates of insurance with the city listed as additionally insured. They would like to do this during the month of October. They don't have a firm date set yet. But I figured this should have council approval since they're using city property. In your packet was a drawing, rough sketch that they had provided. Any questions?
Now, they did do this during Polish Festival, right?
Yes.
And any issues with that?
We did not.
No, you don't. You guys had any? Didn't involve too much.
Sounded like it went very well.
Yeah.
Space they're using is a pretty dead space. I mean, can't park there, can't go around there,
Right.
and it's
Hmm.
not much of an issue really.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
All right. Okay.
Want to make the motion?
I'll make the motion
I'll
to
support.
approve use of downtown property or city property.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, marijuana discussion, Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor Watkins. Previously, council had requested some maps, which the city of Coldwater helped us with. They show properties that would be eligible in the commercial or industrial district with buffers of 200 feet, 500 feet, and 1,000 feet. One set of maps shows eligible properties out of the buffer zone for the schools and churches, while the others use buffers for schools, churches, and daycares included. As you can see from the 1,000-foot map, that leaves very little industrial space and no commercial space. They use a buffer of 1,000 feet. The maps are being presented to council to help in your discussion on the topic. Obviously, the 200 feet maps opens up a lot more property, and 500 feet opens a fair amount of properties. When you get into the 1,000 feet, you got a lot fewer options.
Open it up for discussion here.
I like the 1,000 foot.
Rick, Bill, Dan?
Well, I think with the maps now, I think the other piece of this that may be of interest would be the revenue that comes back for the establishments and that sort of thing. And then with the maps and that information, take it back to planning at this point and let them kind of think about whether or not they still want to go through with it, if they do or they don't. And then also give a recommendation on the spacing, if they want to do it, and then bring that back to us, I think, at that point.
That sounds like a good idea.
I mean, we just have to be very cognizant of, what planning comes back at, I guess. I wanna make sure that, you know, we kinda take that and we look at that seriously. And, you know, again, if it doesn't go through, it doesn't go through, but again, we've got more information, yeah. There's more information now than what we had the last time planning had this in front of them.
One other thing you may want to be aware of is, as some of you know, the state of Indiana has a ballot initiative in November to legalize recreational marijuana. Frankly, if that passes, people all up and down 12, you're gonna see the number of stores go.
Yep.
But I have no idea whether it's gonna pass or not. I've talked to people down in Indiana, they give you a mixed bag, but that's something to at least be aware of.
Yeah, and I've talked to people down there as well, and it's the same thing you said, it's a mixed bag, but again, I think it goes back to, you know, we kind of figure out what the amount of the types of establishments. I don't think we put a limit on it, for the fact that I believe with Indiana getting it, the saturation that you have to the east, to the west, to the north of us, that's gonna take care of the amount that's gonna be in here. So again, I don't think there's any need for us to discuss how many, because I believe the saturation is going to take care of that issue.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
And you don't have what Kolar had with discrimination and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that they were contemplating on, so.
I mean, I think, given this information, we go back to planning with, you know, some of the financial benefits, I guess, if that's what you wanna call them at that point, and let them come up with a determination one way or the other and bring it back to us. But, I mean, anybody else have anything different or to add with that?
No, I like the idea that we're not just closing the door on it, but yet we're bringing in, like, the planning commission and trying to understand this. Wholesome.
We know what would be available on each one.
Yeah, that's what we mean, yeah. This is one step forward than we had.
That may not change my attitude, but that's beside the point. Right at this point, we have data to work
I
with.
mean, I look at this and I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but how is this any different than having bars and liquor stores? Right? I mean, how does it differ from that? You still have the same issues if, you know, if someone's drunk and they go to the store, if they're high, they go to the store. It's 6 of one, half a dozen the other, if you ask me. I mean, if they're gonna
Everybody
put.
has it.
Correct, but that's.
Yeah.
I just hate to close the door on something that we don't until we learn more. You know, we're closing. There's so much to learn, a lot to learn.
Anything else? You good? You know what we need to do then?
Yeah, is there anything you guys have in mind that you would like the planning commission to discuss, or that you'd like a proposal against, or you want to leave that up to the planning commission?
I think we leave it up to them, again, whether or not, yes or no, right? If we do, figure out what the spacing is that they're willing to go to or what they want to go to. And again, the next point that would be the type. Again, I think we want to discourage them from setting a limit because of discrimination, that sort of thing. But
I think the
would
distances will set the limit for us is the best.
That, the saturation,
Yeah.
all around us, I think.
If they don't want any, then they should choose the 1,000-foot map. Or if they want a bunch, then the 200.
Yeah. Nope.
That's a good one.
road work, road commission work.
Thank you, Mayor Watkins. Staff has been working with the road commission regarding road and parking lot work. They are recommending we repave the wastewater treatment plant access drive, the Greenwell Park by the park building, and the police department. They are recommending a 2-inch HMA overlay for the park building at Greenwell Park. This was not budgeted for this year, and we think it can wait until next year, as these parking lots will come out of the general fund. In your packet are the estimates and the original budgeted amounts. Quote for the, to seal coat the police department is $15,620, and to bring the wastewater treatment plant driveway back up, it's gonna be $18,700.
Is this strictly seal coating or we do crack repair, crack fill, certain amount?
The police department will be sealing, and then HMA asphalt, building up the, where the ruts are, and going back over again. Correct, Joe? We would also be having them do crack filling on Madison Street, North Lincoln Street, and Raymond Street. They're not really recommending any road work this summer. Say our roads are all in pretty good condition. Moving forward, they'd like us to do maintenance in one quadrant of the city. Go on a 4-year rotation, a section each year. We'll know in September, we hope, if we'll be given the MDOT Category B grant to do Compton Street work.
And then at the police station, I noticed the last time I was here after the rains, there's quite a pond in the back. Is there thoughts on budgeting something for next year to kind of taper that or do something to get that water out? I know you can't build it up, or you're gonna push the neighbor's property and pretty properties there.
Where is there?
So when you walk out the back, it's kind of in the northwest corner, back there along that house, that whole area, I think it was pretty flooded.
There's a catch basin here.
Is there something back there?
Was it the inch and 6/10 we got, like 7 minutes?
Yeah. And we've got the heavy rains a couple times. It's flooded pretty good back there, but usually by the next day it's gone. But I think there's a drain back there, but there was water, and so I couldn't tell.
Didn't want there to see, I just noticed that the big pond.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of outlets in that, 4 inches, probably maybe a little bit down.
As long as there's something back there, I guess.
First I heard, so I can figure it out.
It could be just full of crud for years.
Well, then it takes, it wears on the pavement too, when it sits on the water.
Now, just a quick question. I see that this is quoted through the road commission, and I know, I don't have any issues with them doing the work, but with it being parking lots that we're looking at, do we get other quotes, or do we just, how do we work that?
We can if you'd like to, just, we've done it in the past, and they've always been the lowest.
If it's prior issue, that's fine too. I'm just curious. I mean, obviously on the roads, I wouldn't have any concern with that, so.
You're kind of late in the season too, and getting a private company out there now, you might not make it this year. Because they're pretty much, probably going through November now.
And that's still getting us done this year?
Yes.
Okay.
The next couple months, yep.
I'm good.
I'll make a motion, we approve the road commission work.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approve the city manager's contract. Great.
Thank you, Mayor Watkins. At the July meeting, the annual performance evaluation was conducted for myself. As requested, the contract is being brought back to you for approval with the following changes. 1 additional year will be added to the term for a total of 3 years. The compensation has been updated as requested. The well as the potential inclusion of employee benefits under the termination and severance section, which I've left that amount blank until a decision's been made. Once approved, the mayor will sign it along with the clerk and myself.
I'm thinking 90 days.
I was along the same thing as far as 90 days. I mean, the reasoning, I guess, behind this is you've already got a contract for 3 years. We term this, there's gotta be some reason, some deterrent for you to not wanna stay unemployed for 3 years if you're getting benefits and salary and stuff like that. I mean, there's gotta be some expediency to, if, you know what I mean? Otherwise, we're on the hook for that. Right, so, I don't have any problems with 90 days. You guys?
I'm good. I wasn't sure if we want to go 6 months or 90 days we can start with, and we can go from there another year.
Bill? So, the motion is to add 90 days worth of, benefit for benefits upon termination or severance.
I'll approve, add 90 days to,
For the inclusion and continuation of employee
Continuation.
benefits for 90 days
the benefits for 90 days,
upon termination.
upon termination.
I got to that.
All right.
I'll second it.
Even Joe Biden.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Yeah,
Staff comments.
Polish days went pretty smooth last month. We always like that, appreciate that. DPW guys did a heck of a job. We threw kind of some extra requests at them of some extra signage and some barricades and stuff, so they stepped up and took care of that right away. So everything went smooth. School's starting next week, so already summer's gone over. So, but kids will be out roaming the streets and whatnot. But, and that our door project at the police department was finished today, so we have a door.
Nice.
So now I just got to get some keys made, but we're going to paint the door too. But yeah, so now we can kind of start working on that back room and get that finished up. But yeah, it looks a lot different and looks great. So we appreciate that. So, but other than that, that's all I've got. You have anything, Frank?
Other than what stuff we talked about, you can put in the reports.
Okay. That's all I've got.
Everything's been pretty smooth and pretty planned. Water flows. Everything's going good.
Is it?
Yes.
That's what I did. I got the
Pretty
release.
smooth.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Joe?
DPW is doing good. Grass won't stop growing. Park's coming along. We just got a couple peaks to do. Just a little bit of time to do it. That'll be finished. The paving down there, after we do that, Greenwald Park pretty much would have a complete fix. I mean, fences, everything, dugouts, playground equipment, pavilions, it's all been touched within the last 2 years, so that part's really starting to look good. As Steve said, school's starting soon, that's 8 hours, we don't have to deal with kids down there destroying stuff, so it'll be great. Summer help, we're down to one, Bob's the only one left, August 28th will be his last day, and then we're out of summer help. We're working on painting the cemetery building right now. That's gonna be needing some major repairs shortly, so talk to Brandon about that, and discuss that more at a later time. Other than that, things are going on.
Scott?
Yeah, so we are just about done gutting the police station. If anybody ever wants to speak at it, just try to stop in. And we've got, we're lining some contractors right now to get the drywall. We're gonna bring it all the way up because we're taking the ceiling right out. So we're gonna take drywall up to the ceiling level. We're gonna spray foam the underside of the roof decking and then put a black metal roof in and then have LEDs underneath that. We're gonna do, commercial carpet squares from Menards. I think it'll be a pretty cheap alternative to, rather than epoxying the concrete. But yeah, we're hoping to have that project wrapped up by mid-October, because that's when our fire academy will be starting for the county. And, the majority of those classes are at Bronson, so we'd like to have our classroom wrapped up by then. So far, I've talked to one contractor, and, kind of warms my heart, because, told that he's one who helped at the satellite station at no charge. And I said, I'm not asking you to do this for free. And he turned around and contacted some folks and told me he's gonna be doing it for free, so, just materials. So, yeah, it warms your heart to live in a community where people step up and are willing to help out like that. It's pretty special. Beyond that, as you probably noticed, the concrete's been poured. We did find a little bit of a surprise underneath the old concrete. We found out why it had crumbled and why it was doing this as the fire trucks pulled across it. A couple people have asked, why did you need new concrete? Because it was bad enough we had people from the public walking across the parking lot that fell down, tripped and fell down. So, and like I said, the fire trucks, as they were driving across it, they were rocking. There was some clay underneath there holding the water up at the top. And Joe jumped in and helped us out when we were in a little bit of a pinch, so that we get concrete poured, and appreciate your help on that. So, other than that, everything's good to go. So, yeah. Like I say, if you get bored and you want to see how we're coming in the police station at any point in time, just stop in.
City Manager comments, Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor Watkins. Just let you know that the bond for the sewer improvement project closed, for the lining, grouting, and manhole repair project. It's gonna close on September 6th with the total project cost of $3,055,000, which is a lot less than the $7.5 million we were approved for. To add to the improvements of the police department, the roof has also been fixed. We fixed the leaks essentially. And then the TWAM grant actually closed out. So that grant is completed, and we will have Mike from Pride and Newhoff at our October meeting, most likely, to discuss what was found. That's all I have.
Council comments, Rick.
Yeah, Joe, you guys did a fantastic job this summer. You got a young crew out there, but you got a lot done, didn't you?
It's hard to keep them busy, they're just flying through stuff.
It sure looks a lot different around town. This playground's really look good out there.
Did you happen to look at Bob? Bob's not.
No, I know that. Yeah, well,
Where's, he keeps up.
he's pretty feisty, isn't he? He does a good job. Yeah.
He's on the move.
It's Steve. It's so great to be up there, isn't it? Everything's coming together good for you.
Things are coming together.
Just the way you, right on time, as you planned. Hey, Scott.
Things are good.
Right. Salute to you too, everything you've done, but, right after we're done, can I see you?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'd like to see that over there too, sir. I got somebody I gotta talk to you about.
Okay, perfect.
Good. That's it.
Okay, it's really pleasing to me that we have the roads we have now, because they got left for a long time. It's been quite a problem getting them built back up, and now we're finally on top of it. And there's a plan to keep it in place, and that's really important. And with that, we've got to keep our parking lots up, and they do a really good job for us, the county commission, so I'm tickled to death with that. Polish Festival on a whole looked like it went fantastic. A lot of people around, had a good parade. I didn't hear any bad rumblings. And thanks to the police and DPW for helping get that taken care of. Also, Joe, thank you for coming up. It's really nice when I see departments working together like you did with the police or fire department, digging that down and bringing stones in to get that project taken care of. That's really good. And Sherry, to hear you say everything's going into the treatment plant, that is just music to my ears. So thank you. That's all.
Just thanks, everybody. things are looking good. I mean, Polish Festival, I think, went off really, really well. I didn't hear a lot of complaints, I didn't hear a lot of issues. You know, having the wastewater treatment plant be a positive versus some of the negatives we started with is a great thing. So, keep up the good work, you guys are doing great.
Yeah, there's not much left to say, but it is one of the first meetings I've sat in that almost everything was positive, it seems like, and moving forward, it seems like instead of so much, so much of the negative that we've had to deal with, so that's kind of encouraging to us, and that wouldn't happen without everybody, so I think that's really awesome, so.
Well, I don't know, I can't remember if it was said last month or not, but, the grant for Kiwanis was approved, so Patrick, thank you very much for that. Once we get equipment down there for the kids, so, again, thanks to everybody for everything that you do, it's greatly appreciated, and, yeah, it's a nice feeling sitting up here when there's a lot of positive going on, not discussing a lot of things. Takes an effort, yes, it does.
You're making it.
With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'm making it.
I support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, everyone.